What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name is Tam, and I'm joined with
James.
And Michael.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics, as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. We're on a deadline. I have to go see Aladdin tonight. Somebody's got to get to a tournament, and so we're going to breeze through our UFS weeks very quickly. I've made 1,000 decks. I think I've got 4 or 5 decks made right now, sitting on that shelf over there.
This week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But they're not really yours?
No.
They're for the channel, yeah?
For the channel.
Yeah. Hey, good on you. Where can you find that? Those.
On our
What's
YouTube
coming
channel.
out?
This week will be, or I guess this week was the Siegfried deck, the base deck, along with Killick and Mitsurugi. Next week should be, as time recording. This week, I guess, as time recording for this, should be. I'm moving up Nightmare because I'm not done with the Aswell deck as much yet.
Okay.
Nightmare is going to be on Tuesday instead of Thursday. Aswell is going to be on Thursday instead of Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because Siegfried came out last week, I think Siegfried comes. Mike, can you see it? What's this week? Can you see it?
I cannot read that.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can look at it.
It's whatever Wednesday is, right under Killick.
Wednesday is Siegfried and Taki.
So Fiddy and Taki is this week. Yep.
Sofidi and Taki.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this Wednesday is going to be.
Red. Michael?
Yeah. I'm working on perfecting Tornaloose. Yeah.
What symbol you playing?
I'm playing him under air.
Any cheeky stuff you want to share?
You don't have to share. If you want to hide your tech.
Hide my tech. No. I don't know. Fog Blanket's gross. You people should try Fog Blanket.
Fog Blanket is really red.
The deck's really cool.
The deck is super, super neat, and it's different. It's way different than anything I would have built with him. That's for damn sure. But I have, personally, I've remade Scorpion, I've remade Plant Man, I've remade Death Spike that just tries to get you. And
I've remade your remake of Death Spike.
My remake of Death Spike and added How You Like the Mapples, even though the card's going to rotate, and so I didn't play it.
Hey, maybe the card won't rotate. Who knows?
It will.
It probably will.
Yep, 100%.
But, you know, it's really cool and fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that we're going to just jump into topic 1, and that is Jasco core sets. Are you familiar with Magic?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Magic?
Well, yes.
I'm also about this much familiar with Magic. But there was talk in the Discord about Platinum and how to do Platinum right. And the question I have is, if there was a Jasco core set of, hey, these are reprints that need to happen, what would that look like? What should that look like? How do you best do that? And then, so what are some examples of like the best reprintable cards? The reason I'm bringing this up is if you go to your independent sellers, whether it be Legend of Games or Rochester CCG or on TCG Player, like us, TCG Player, TCG University gives them to give the hookups. What cards would you want to see reprinted?
So I don't know about what cards I would want to see reprinted.
If it even needs to happen at all.
I think there should be reprints of some cards, but like the way they reprint Revoke about 12 times. But like I think the best set to do it in is Red Horizon.
Okay.
Like Red Horizon is like the biggest sets they've ever made. Like continuously. Like there's 82 cards in the Red Horizon set.
That's a lot.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I think it's 182. Yep. But
in the third set?
In Blood Omen, yeah. There's like 182 cards. And half of them are like the half end of the back set are either new cards for supporting characters that don't have a lot of support, or they're brand new cards. Or not, they're brand new cards for supporting characters that don't have a lot of support, or they're reprints of older cards.
164 is what I'm showing.
Okay. That's fine with me.
164. Yep.
Like there's a lot of just like core support for like things. Like this set had a lot of decent support for everything in the game at the time.
The set being Blood Omen?
Yeah.
And so you're saying that
it's easier to put out than like a core set of like Street Fighter, Mega Man, because they don't need a license for that. This is all in-house.
What do you think? Do you think there should be major reprints?
I haven't been playing like super long, so it's like
some would say not long at all.
All of us would say not long at all.
So it's kind of rough to like know like what is like a staple for like a symbol.
That's fair.
But I do think that not that it's like healthy, but it's kind of like needed for some symbols for like cards to get reprinted. Like if you like could play Oath, you can't play Oath anymore.
Yeah, totally. And I don't even know how you make that card again. How do you make that card with a card art? Because Ophidiophobia means the fear of snakes, right?
Well, like you don't have to like reprint like the name and the card all together. It could just be you took the effect and then plastered it, put a new name on it.
Well, here's the thing though.
Because like the joke was like this was back when Shane like was still working for Jasco. They were gonna jokingly reprint Caught Red Hand. That was the joke.
Totally.
And they put a cat in the middle of space, and that was gonna be their entire reprint. Was they plastered a cat on top of space, and that was gonna be reprint for Caught Red Handed.
Yeah.
Like it's just the
But that didn't change the name though.
it didn't because so the issue becomes you need something to match it. Ophidiophobia is a very hard name to just like match.
Yeah.
Caught Red Hand is just kind of a name.
Well,
And I guess Ophidiophobia is just also kind of name. So like if they want to, they could do whatever they want. Like we're always probably going to call it fear snakes. It's snakes or oaf.
I mean, you could have like Maxi on it because Maxi's got snake shot or black snake kick or
so
whatever.
here's the thing though. Like if it's a Red Horizon set, it can't be Maxi.
Oh,
Because Red Horizon is all their in-house. So.
Because if they ever lose the license to
I'm just going to the
Soul
best
Calibur,
card to
they
example.
lose it.
The best card to example of reprinting a card.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree.
Throw it down.
Throw it down. This
This is a King of Fighters card.
Yeah, this has
From the first set of King of
supposed to be
Fighters.
Terry Bogard, from the King of Fighters set. If you look up, or maybe Tyler will throw it in, the throw it down card
That set.
from last set. It's throw it down exclamation point. The original card art was him playing basketball. Yeah,
Him
Cool.
dunking.
yeah, I'll find it. It's interesting, and this is what I think they should do. But then you get to the point where, so throw it down is a great name.
Yeah.
But Wall of Goro should have been reprinted, and you can only print that with two characters that have ever
It's
existed
like
in
the
the game.
issue is like the names have to have some type of meaning, or you just do something that just completely ignores it. Or in like the case of like some things, the reason they can't do it for every card is just like Yamaburai 108 Shiki Wamburai
Yeah.
is a very good card that Chaos needed and still needs today.
Totally.
But the issue is that's the name of an attack.
Uh-huh.
That is an actual copyrighted name
Yeah.
for that franchise. So they can't just copy that name and put it on something else.
Yeah, 100%.
Throw it down doesn't belong to anything. It's a name, made up name for a card. They can just copy it, but they just can't copy other things.
well, I mean, like you could do like
Well, is it the set? I thought.
I think it has to be 4.
Yeah, you're right.
you could do
it is.
something like a little bit like what Magic.
Why didn't you
does,
just type on throw it down?
And they'll like make a card with like the same effect, and it'll just have a different name.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was thinking. It's
and,
just like
you just like they change it up like ever so slightly.
So the thing is like we already have that just a smidge.
in the set.
We already have that just a smidge with, if you look at, and this is a bit dated for you, there was a Kyo card, not a Kyo card, a Maxima card that said enhance, commit, if this attack's not blocked, your next attacks get +1 for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
And then there was a Zangief card that said the exact same thing.
Yep.
And there was a while where you could actually just run both of those cards in your deck. And they had different names, which means that you were allowed to play 8 copies of a card, which is like not like that. That's game breaking. Like let's say
it
that
was super good. It was a
yeah,
good card.
Yeah, it was a good card. Yeah. Oh, so Ophidiophobia exists and Ophidiophobia 2 dot exists, right?
It's like-
so I get 8 copies of perfect blocks.
So then we come into the thing of then this should only be reprinted after the set rotates.
Okay.
So like they should have made it like obviously they made an Ophidiophobia like Kieran Soul is the Ophidiophobia for that set. Like if they wanted to make it under air, they could have just or under all 3 of the same symbols somehow put in all 3 of the same symbols
So I guess
with
then
this set because it rotates with this set.
I guess then at that point, like what we could do in order to make this happen is make the names a bit more generic. And so like Ophidiophobia could exist as long as we have a good picture of. So like maybe you ready? The picture that we get is Natali over top of Reese, and inside of his mind giving him a nightmare with serpents around him. Ophidiophobia. Like we
Or just like
because
all Zoe's cards are based around her traveling.
Yeah.
She just finds a snake on the road and just gets freaked out.
and she's afraid. Yeah, like
Just easy like in-house we're gonna make this shit up shit.
yeah. I have to make artwork, and so but then at that point we have to make artwork in order to make sure the game plays fine. Like
it's one of the things I talked about is like I think we every 3 to 4 sets we should just have a Red Horizon set. Like that should be our core set.
yeah, I
Like once a year we get one of these sets and it's a bigger set that just fills in gaps
Yeah.
of what symbols needed, what the game needs currently.
That sounds cool.
I totally agree, and it gives like some real lore to the
game itself.
The game, and so like we could have. If we have a lore master existing for Red Horizon, these core sets could be like, hey, this is what happened in this year in the story. Like this is the story.
Like supposedly we're getting a comic soon.
Yeah,
They've said that for the last 4 years, but hopefully.
I mean, but this like you don't necessarily need a comic if you have the game, and inside the game tells a story. Like
Well, inside the game tells a story. If you pay attention to some of the pictures and what goes on, it tells a small story.
Yeah.
Like they're like pieces.
Yeah.
There's nothing that like super connects them.
I think that'd be a really fun episode.
Like
A
finding all
fun
the
fun
pieces.
series of like,
Do like the
hey, what's the timeline of Red Horizon?
what is it? It's
Already
is it like the D Boys thing? What is it? It's the
Tour guide
tour guide. Yeah, that's what it is.
or Word Digrapher from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, those videos.
Or Hidden Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Or Hidden Arsenal
All
sick.
of Hidden Arsenal like tells a story
Ooh.
of how like evil swarms like try to take over the world.
Yeah, and they had
Solid.
to like awaken the Dragon's Eye barrier and whatnot.
And then they get corrupted. And then Sophia kills everyone.
Yeah. So I think core sets are needed.
You had a storyline. I've watched like almost every season. I haven't seen a storyline.
So like the question I have then are like, what are some of the cards that you believe should be a staple? I guess this is a conversation here, but anything you want to add?
Yeah.
I'll add one for Michael.
Okay.
Dust in the Wind.
Dust in the Wind.
Yeah, Dust in the Wind's cool.
I think
I
Dust.
also agree with Dust in the Wind.
I think Dust in the Wind totally should be there, especially on the symbols it has. I mean, we have the obvious ones of Revoke, Templar out of your league. I think Stop needs to exist in the game. I think Bang needs to exist in the game.
That's what I was
Currently,
about to
yeah.
say.
Like Bang has to exist. If like either that or like get rid of Bang forever, we'd totally be okay with that too.
No,
Man,
no.
it's really
Like,
it's,
really?
It's a
I'm
real
an air
50.
player. Come on.
I hear you.
It's a real 50-50 for me because like sometimes it's just like, man, Bang sucks. Getting banged is like the worst thing in the world, and then you play like a low tier character and it's like, Bang's the only way I win games.
Yeah,
I live one more turn and get to do my cool combo.
Man, it should have said like your turn or opponent's turn. Like it should we should figure out which one was better or which one's worse and put that on it.
Neither of them are worse. Both of them are really good.
Yeah, like as annoying as it is, I think like good action cards definitely should like be counted as staples.
Start taking this
Yeah.
and going through
So
these.
like the other thing is like overly dramatic should exist in every like as a reprint.
just a
100%.
hard negate. Yeah.
Yeah, a hard negate should exist. I think emergency rations should exist. I think that manifestation should exist. I think that like there's a bunch of these. Oh well, I have to throw this into the game. Like this. Here's my obvious ones. Design for combat balance fighter. Those cards could.
I think
be-
design for combat should. I don't know about balance.
Yeah, yeah,
Like balance fire's effect, yes. The static, no.
yeah.
The static is not good for the game.
What are you talking about?
Static is not good for the
Discard
game.
draw? You don't think this? If it's
On
discard,
discard draw, no. For the same reason people complain about Artifice Avarice. Like it just like it's a cool effect, but like it just doesn't need to be there.
I mean, I definitely think Balance Fighter's better than Artifice Avarice.
Well, yeah. Duh.
I'm an order player, so like
Yeah, you are exclusively. But yeah, there's plenty of cards that existed even like
this card I think should have a reprint.
killing dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Say it out loud because this is an audio medium.
Killing dinosaurs are commit after the block step of your attack, it gets 2 damage.
You know that's got pseudo reprinted, yeah?
Pseudo.
You don't like it?
No.
You don't like the pseudo reprint?
Nah.
No? It's like called like Dragon's Tales, a 1/5 2 or 3 high block that says.
Oh, that's the one that gains life, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I actually like that one.
Because
it says gain life.
After your card,
The only reason.
after your card is partially blocked, it gets +3 damage and you gain a life. So it essentially does 2 extra damage.
So, but like the reason it matters is it does the same thing killing dinosaurs does, but killing dinosaurs you could do on a non-block. So like if they chose not to block, just
Bop them more, or on a throw.
like
So
they're not forced to partially block. So like if somebody fully commits, it just doesn't do anything.
how do you
Even
think
for a
superior
throw.
technique could be in this core set?
Man, no. For superior technique, as much as I want that card to exist in the game because I think it's a cool card,
It's very cool.
That actually, in my opinion, is really fair in this format. Is
It's,
very bad.
2/4
Specifically because of
non-block.
what they just did with this last format.
2/4 non-block that says enhance or form, discard a weapon from your card pool, draw 2 cards, discard this card.
So it replaces itself. It'd be like
kick the weapon, draw 2, kick the thing. It'd be like
what your action does, but you draw 2 cards afterwards.
but only if you play weapons.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Response.
the other ability is why I think it should be in the game.
Response. After your opponent plays an ability on their character, add a card from your discard pile to your hand.
I think
pretty good card.
It's a really good
so. Like
card.
the first part is the reason the card should not be in the game right now, because they just printed an entire set with weapon on
Yeah.
it, and it'd be nuts. The second part I think is perfectly fine in the game.
Yeah. Especially in
pick
like
up one card.
the air symbol. Be like,
Pick a bang.
I'll pick a bang.
Like it's not as bad as it sounds. Like
So-
picking up one thing.
I
is
mean,
not-
I'm down with that second effect. This
It al-
seems dirty.
It also has void on it, and so like here's some cheeky things that you can do because of the way that our game works, and there's no chaining. Your opponent plays an enhance on their character. I'll respond with superior technique and pick up revoke, and then I'll cancel the.
I think this
ability.
card should have existed again.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Pulled the Mojogen.
pull the Mojogen
E
is
once per
fantastic.
turn. Look at the top card of your deck. Pretty good card.
Mhm.
Has no block. So and then Desperation R. Remove after your opponent plays an attack, not as a block. Add it to their hand.
See, here's the issue: is like Mojogen is a proper noun. It's a place, and so
Yeah.
you can't reprint this card.
Yep. They have to-
Because
they
in
have to
legacy
do-
tournaments, whenever Jasco Eternal happens at the next Worlds, we're holding it to it. Jasco, I want to see it. I'm gonna play 8 of this in Vega and kill everybody.
I'm just saying, like this card needed a reprint.
Yeah.
Like it just did.
Yeah, I think Jasco core sets need to happen, honestly, and I think they need to be not a platinum set. I think it needs to
Be like a Red Horizon set.
its
is what I
own
think.
set with a brand new watermark. I think that you
Like-
just do that
Like I think Platinum should have been a set.
by
think it
itself.
should have counted,
They
yeah.
should have just like
They
recycled it.
rotated the one thing and then
Do you think maybe for legal reasons they couldn't?
no. I think they needed something to hold us over till Bebop, in my opinion, and that was just something to do it.
Okay.
I think Platinum was really frustrating for like a newer player like me because like I'm looking through Platinum, I'm like, oh, this card's cool. Wait, is it legal? No.
It was Heaven Sent when it first came out.
Oh, I bet it was awesome.
Yeah, because
So-
Skull Barrier was a $60 card, and I think you had 1.
We had 3.
Yeah, you had 3, and we didn't have any more because it was an ultra rare in a set that was no longer being printed. And yes,
So Mega
And-
Man didn't sell out, but sold a lot, and then there was very few left. And then for whatever reason, they short printed Darkstalkers, and like it sold out, and no one saw it ever again.
yeah,
Like I mean, like you couldn't get it from Jasco. No one had it distributors. Just gone off the map.
and there was like a I don't know how long the hiatus is. So my historians tell me there was like at least a couple year hiatus between the last King of Fighters set and the first like Mega Man set. There was a amount of time that was significant, and so like
I can
as a
actually
new
s-
player coming in during like the first pre-release that I ever played in was the World of Endines. It was impossible. I could not get a playset of any of the King of Fighters cards, and so Venomous was a card that used to be called Caught Red-Handed. That instead of destroy, it was flip, and it had a 3 high block.
That was like
way
a
better.
$5 card.
Yeah,
Uncommon.
it was a $5 uncommon, and they didn't exist.
let's see
I
here.
never owned a set,
Quick.
and so
So 2014 was the year that they released the Mega Man set.
And so whenever I came in to play the game and I played against anybody who was playing Life, Void, or Water, they had Call Red-Handed and I didn't. And it was so good
And then
that it'd
King
be
of
like,
Fighters. Oh no. Okay, so the set. What we're thinking about is Endines into Mega Man, because King of Fighters came out in 2013, the last set for King of Fighters, and then Mega Man came out in 2014.
well, then something happened where you just could not find King of Fighters sets. And so it'd be like,
Oh, that's because Neomax was short print as well,
if I'm allowed to play,
and Neomax is where all the good cards come.
it'd be like if I'm allowed to play Revoke and you just couldn't find any.
But I'm
And we're playing the same
symbols,
deck.
so that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing the exact same deck.
Deck's just
I have
better.
Revoke, you don't. My deck's just
So
deck's
this
just better.
card at one point was like a $35, $40 card. That if you played it, you played 4 of it,
Yeah.
and no one can find it.
Yeah.
Here was here. We'll go down to the most expensive card. We'll go down to the most expensive card in the game until like most recently. Where is it? Hey, we found it. This was our fucking god.
This is Trinity Geyser for my audio listeners because
Yeah,
James loves to
sorry.
use the
I'm
word
bad.
this
I'm
and
bad
that.
at. I'm bad at like we eventually we'll
Podcasting.
figure it
I'm
out.
bad at
Ultra?
podcasting.
Yeah, it was a $70 card, and no one had it. Like you
Wow.
paid $70 to get it if somebody had one and was willing to get rid of it, because you would never
Just
see
for
it again.
collection purposes.
Just because you'd never see it again.
I mean, it's a pretty rad card.
It is a very rad
If
card.
anybody's willing to sell cheap, I want 4.
We still don't have them. So with that, we're going to bring the first topic to a close. We'd love to hear your opinions on Jasco core sets. Should they exist? Should that be how Jasco does reprints? Should it just not exist?
Should just be Blood Omen again.
Just reprint Blood Omen exactly. Text says it is, and then nobody will buy it. Good job, James.
Don't write a text for this time.
Get that out of here. So with that, we're going to move on to topic 2. What's up, everybody? Oh, shit, Travis. Hey, man.
Whoa.
How are you?
Yo.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I magically appeared out of nowhere.
You have 15 seconds to tell me about your week in UFS.
My week in UFS was great. I played Kaden, and then it got beaned because...
You mean Caden?
Yeah,
Why are you
whatever.
saying Caden?
Because that's the way I pronounce it.
Caden 3 dot. What happened to the card?
Dragon Tongue got eroded. Or not Dragon Tongue, Water Freezes got eroded.
Do say that.
And it was...
What does it say now?
It used to say... neither player can blow up stuff in your staging area or cause cards to leave your discard pile due to effects. And now it says only your opponent cannot do that to you, so Dragon Tongue does not work with it anymore.
Yay.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
now it works as intentionally functional.
Yep. So let's study highlights for the unenrolled as we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics, we sort some of our own. We sit down and discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. Whew. The first set we talked about was a Jasco core set from Discord of should reprints exist and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is designing the perfect UFS set. Now, with that said, I'm going to
we wanted short. We wanted short topics.
Wanted short
And
topics.
you go with designing
Reset.
a set.
We have 15 minutes as a group of 4 people. What
To
does it
design
take
a set.
to design a good UFS set? Now, I realize it's an opinionated piece, so please bear with us. If you don't like the opinionated ones, skip to the next video.
Or call us out.
Or just mute it so we have the view time. So, Michael, you're super new to the game.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is I want you to ask questions. That's your job.
Okay.
Like, why do you feel this way? Be the audience. Fair?
Okay.
James, how do you make a perfect UFS set, man?
I mean, I have a perfect set in mind,
Yeah?
and I really do like Seventh Cross, but I also really like Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Just the fact that everyone gets an action, an asset, cool attacks, cool foundations.
And so you think action, asset, foundation, attack, that should be the way that it goes?
Yeah.
You should think that everybody should have a little everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You think that it should still have the 9-card format?
Maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more. So in order to do that, you got to have 18 cards.
Yeah.
You think that's fine? So there was a
Sure.
set like this from
Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers that there were significantly less characters, but it was just as big as like normal sets. And everybody had 18. And everybody had like character, 2 actions, an asset, a bunch of we'll just look at BB Hood. She's the example. 2 actions, 1 asset, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 foundations. So that's more of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that would be very good for a set because it not only opens up more design space because they have to focus less on characters and more on character support, which means they have more time to design things.
Oh, this also had structure decks, and I don't know how many cards they have in those. I don't know if it's the same format.
I think it's the same.
3
I-
cards.
yeah,
I'll check. You guys keep talking.
But yeah, I think that is a
Just
very
find
good
Felicia.
way to design a set because that opens up so much more design space for them if they have to focus less on characters and more on character support, which means they can also make symbols that are less relevant more relevant by giving them more cards of support.
Yes, that is
I
the
like
case with the. It is the case with the whatever cards. 3 specialty cards because Felicia has 2 actions or 2 assets and 1 action. So 3 specialty cards, 7/7.
I mean, so does Bishmon. Bishmon has 2 assets, 1 action.
Correct.
His action.
How do you feel?
So I'm gonna sound the same like I did on the last week's topic of favorite set. But like I'm a fan of how they worked King of Fighters as a set with the team format. How like each team shared 1 to 2 symbols all the way across. And so when you built things to where they match sort of. And then you could build giant archetypes from all 3 of the characters' things. So like it was like having the 18 characters, but instead of having the 18 cards from one character, but you have like 27, but really maybe like only about 18, 19 work. And you really only play like 14 really hard and one or twos of the others.
I think me and Travis got to switch spots because I'm actually more in line with that. I did some math, and what bothers me the most about UFS is like how overpowered symbols are. The word universal doesn't really apply when it comes to the difference between, I don't know, like all and chaos right now. Like all is nutty and it does everything, and chaos does nothing and it sucks. And so like
It used to be the way.
it did not used to be that
All
way.
used to suck.
And chaos used to be crazy.
Yeah.
And so we. Because of,
King of
we
Fighters
shouldn't have this ebb and flow of which symbols are good or which aren't. It very much feels like a Street Fighter Pro League where I saw a video where like top level Street Fighter players are like, well, I don't actually get to play the character I want. I get to play the character that Capcom wants to have on stream. I don't want to play Cammy. I don't want to play Cammy or Balrog, but those are the best two characters, so I have to play them. I can't play Ryu because of how middle of the pack he is. I can't play Armika because she sucks. Obvious examples. I don't know very much about the
I
game.
think one of the things that came down to it was just like Capcom only wants characters that people know, or they want characters that the sponsors want on the screen.
Yeah, so like
Is what it came down to.
that's lame, but not necessarily the topic. But
Yeah.
to hit that correlation, what matters to me is that I want equal representation for all symbols. I want cool chaos cards as well as cool all cards, as well as cool life cards, as well as cool order cards, as well as
just
cool.
gave Maxi chaos.
And so like, I guess
Balance everything.
he had still been played under all. So we still
Yeah, but chaos could do stuff now.
So the thing about like all of these symbols is if we did it, we'd have to have a minimum of 12 characters in each set with 9 cards of support in order to hit 3 cards of all symbols. And designing all of those cards plus having an end of card set is a lot of work for playtest. Like it's a ton. Like even these 147 cards, like we know how not how little playtest, but how time crunched playtest is when it comes to these cards. This Darkstalker set is 147 cards, and that's not including any back of end of set cards. And
There
even
were no back and set cards.
there are a couple. There's a box topper as well as 2 promos that came out randomly.
Yeah.
But we didn't get anything cool like Puncher Judy. We didn't get anything cool like Coffee Sample. We didn't get anything cool like the Fatality or Brutality or Outworld Marketplace. Like these cards honestly make those 2 sets stand out so different. Like wouldn't have Dark Cherry Toe if we didn't have these end of card sets that didn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
without this set, we don't have Cherry Toe.
Yeah, duh.
We don't have Cherry Toe to get taken over.
So, including all of that, it'd be 9 times 16 plus an extra 9, possibly an extra like. That's
Like
that's
I'd be
so
down
many
for
cards.
the way Red Horizon is, where it's like I think there's 9 characters, or it's not 9.
We can look.
We can definitely look.
We can look. You're down for the way Red Horizon is.
Yeah, with how much end cap there is, because like to me that filled out so much space for like what symbols needed.
Oh, 21 characters.
Minus the 5 for minus
One,
these
two-
3,
1, 2,
4,
3.
so 9, so 8, 12. There are 12 characters.
Really good podcasting, guys. Good job. Yeah,
Well,
I was counting. You just have to talk.
I told you it was 12.
Yeah.
You minus the 5 Kriegers, the 3 end
Sure.
caps, and Natali.
Sure.
The box topper.
So, you want to see it this where
Like I'd like
end of
each
card
one
set
of
is more focused on?
Yeah. Where like it's obvious, like it's easy to have like characters that just do things. Like they've been designing characters for like 5-7 years now. They should have it down. What they need is to fill out the back sets that do stuff for other things in the game.
What do you think, Jeff?
I'd actually be super down for more ends of set stuff and more focus on that, because whenever I look at a set and I look at the end of set stuff, I always think it's super cool. So like we have Withering Toxin or whatever that card
Oh, I
is.
love that card.
Firefly Gunner. Like that card's really awesome. And has such great
Should have been
design.
a character in the set.
I agree. I'd play her.
But and stuff
I'd
like
fight
especially like Minato's card that didn't make it or his character didn't make it in the game, but his ultimate move did, Hellward Bound. That has a really cool design. It's the +3/+6 if you have no cards in your discard pile, and then it can also flip to discard a attack from your card pool.
Yeah, I think the form flip's like the only playable part. You're gonna catch people real off guard
but
with the.
it's still a really cool idea.
You're right. You're right. It is very cool design.
Yeah.
Maybe a little steep of a cost, but cool design nonetheless. Yeah, I think my personal opinion when it comes to designing the perfect set is focus on symbols. Make everybody even. Make sure the symbols do what they're supposed to do. Make look at all the ultra rares of everybody and be like, hey, how do these compare to each other? Which if each set should have 3 ultra rares that every single character can play, right? Because of how the way symbols work. Do I want to play all 3 of these ultra rares and all 3 of these in every character? Every character can? This card's not good enough? Pump it up. This card's too good? Bring it down. Like, this is how perfect design should be, is you get to compare all the rarities of, like, we talked about ultra rares 1,000 years ago, that the best ultra rare that's ever been printed is Ultimate Undead.
Yes.
Ultimate Undead
is the best ultra rare that they have ever printed.
Everybody wants to play it. Lord Raptor 1 Dot really wants to play it. Like, really
Ultimate
wants
Undead's
to play
a
it.
very good card just by itself, but in Lord Raptor, that thing's nuts.
It's 4 low for
7.
7.
Powerful 3.
It's a 6/3
with a 2 high block.
Commit every time you play an attack card, discard a
1
card.
foundation.
Commit a foundation. Every time you play an attack card, discard a card, draw a card.
And it counts as being reviewed.
And Lord Raptor's ability is respond after you review a foundation. All of your attacks get +1/+1.
Neat.
Respond after you review a non-attack card, or after you review an attack card. All your non-foundation cards get -1 to their block mod and -1 to their difficulties.
I like that.
Lord
Yes.
Raptor was really sick.
It's
And
still
so
nuts.
in Lord Raptor, it pumped his attacks to 1,000,000. In not Lord Raptor, hey, this is an attack card and 3 foundations. Well, this foundation sucks. Oh, look, an attack card. An attack card. I was like, oh, look, an attack card. And so you
got
just
to
get to cycle through your deck because you played this 7 difficulty attack. It's a good ultra rare. And in Lord Raptor, that card fucking kills you.
And it also conveniently had weapons, so like after Red Horizon came out, you could just play that and be like, "Oh, I have 3 steel reses." Boop, boop.
That's how I designed Tam's. That's how I designed Tam's Vega deck.
Gross.
And then I didn't play Ultimate Deck because the card sucks.
It's whatever. The card was still good.
I agree. So, you want more focus on the cards themselves and having everybody using every type of card.
A device
Type of
diverse-
card.
Diverse card pool.
You want symbol synergy inside of 3 sets or 3 characters making a team.
Like I want like a mixture of what they did with Blood Omen and what they did for all of the King of Fire sets. They can like mush it a little bit. Like it doesn't have to be like a team format, but like the symbols are supposed to do similar things.
Yeah, totally.
And like a lot of times when I look at characters, they don't match up at all for like
Yeah.
what they're trying to do.
Yeah, totally.
Like even though they have some of the same symbols.
And Travis, you were
I'm for either Michael's idea or end of set stuff.
just a bunch of into set stuff?
Yeah, more
Does-
end of set stuff.
Doesn't that get kind of into like, not to use the M word around here, but like magic of being like, hey, here's a bunch of one-off cards that you kind of just amalgam a deck together, as opposed to, hey, here's a package. If you played 4 of all of this, like you have a deck. Add 20 cards. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have more interesting one-off intricate design than paint by numbers, if you get what I'm saying.
So a good artist can take a paint by numbers picture and make it the Sistine Chapel, but some new players or some players who are not very good at deck building maybe needs to
Damn.
take and throw 45 allies into a Dr. Wily 2 deck in order to have a deck.
Yeah.
So like, why not
not
have both?
Why not both?
The creative players are going to find the intricate interactions and play Missile Launcher inside of Lilith 2 dot, even though that's not a 3 damage attack.
Yeah.
And the paint by number players are going to play a Kalyuga deck and fuck people up that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying you're
It's not like Tam
No,
does.
that
It's not like
comment
Tam
just,
doesn't have
spoke
to.
to me.
what?
It's not like Tam doesn't
No,
know how to.
because of how I have Torn built.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the obvious play in Torn is to like play cats and play the new action, which is called something cool. It's
You have
got
to
a
refresh it, though,
sick
that
name. I'm on
The
characters.
evil one.
Call of the Dreamlands and just like cats people, and then R remove your opponent makes a check. That check gets minus X equals the number of characters in your staging area. Hey, sorry man. Yeah, that got -4. Then this cat's had 45 damage. Or you could play this cool Evil Eye, discard a bunch of cards, draw a bunch of cards deck. Like also really red.
Yeah.
His Torlos deck is sick.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Under air?
Under air, yeah.
With irradiate and stuff?
Yeah.
That card's sick in him.
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's so sick. So yeah, what are you guys' opinions on designing the perfect Jasco set? I know that some people at Jasco listen and watch this, and even if they take none of our ideas, that's totally fine. It is totally okay for you not taking any of our ideas, Ryan fam. But at least I don't know. hear us out.
Yeah.
Think about what you like and what you don't like, and if you liked none of it, then don't do that, right?
Yeah.
But just know there are 4 players that want you to do cool stuff, maybe. I don't know. You figure it out. And leave comments down below. Ryan reads them all. So with that, we're going to move on to topic 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by...
Travis TNT Tangeman.
Nickname's back, baby.
James.
And Michael.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics, as well as some of our own. We sit down, we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, if you like the content, please go to patreon.com/UFS University. Subscribe at one of the tier levels and get some cool exclusive content. If you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally fine. You can go to youtube.com/UFS University and do the same thing. No tier levels, but just get cool stuff for free. So what I want to talk about, topic 3 of the week. If you haven't seen that topic, go to the other ones. Crazy 3 diff attacks. Jasco keeps printing all these crazy 3 diffs.
Especially after they said they wouldn't
Yeah,
do it anymore.
like we had gravity hold
Gravity hold and strum off.
and they were just like, we're sorry, we'll stop doing that. Why are there so many 3 diff attacks? Look at this new set. There are 3 of them. We got Affliction, Absinthe Arrow,
So many!
and Bloodthirst. That's a bunch.
That is quite a bit.
That's a lot when you play safety 3s and can be like, oh, I'll pass this. This is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like it just does block max so easy, and it lets you be hyper aggressive. So my question is what makes a 3 diff attack so good? What are good 3 diff attacks, and how do we make them not so detrimental to the game? Mike, have you played any 3 diffs? Think real hard. I got a good one. I'll just scroll down so you can see just a little bit. We'll just scroll all the way down
Definitely
here
have played a 3.
to this one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real good 3 diff.
That's a real good 3 diff.
Yeah. Yeah, Lake Shredder. Yeah.
Mhm.
This card's not fair. This card's just not a.
It's not. It's not.
It-
The fact that it like
If
readies a
you're-
resource and taps resources.
If you're at home, keep up on Ultra. I'm not sure Tyler's gonna be able to throw all these up on screen, but it's a 3/3 with a 2 high block. After a static after this card is removed from the game, ready 1 foundation, or after you play this card, your opponent commits 1 foundation, and it's a 3 high for 4
Yeah.
on a 3 diff. So it's a 4 high for 4 because it committed a card.
Yeah.
4 high for 6 if you're playing Raptor.
6 high for 4 if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad. I don't think that like 3 diff or 3 diff attacks should have like a lot of keywords.
3 diff attacks should be like blank.
Yeah.
3 diff attacks shouldn't do anything.
And I don't, and in my opinion, I don't think that they should have the opportunity to like net gain you a decent amount of advantage.
Yeah, so like the thing is the best thing they should be able to do is go to your momentum. like that should be like the best thing they do.
Earlier. This is one of my favorite 3 discs. You can scroll just down back to the Skullman's attack.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Where is it? One more. There we go.
Oh,
Skull Slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's just guaranteed to give you damage is what it's called.
That's a well balanced 3 diff, I'd say.
totally. It's a 3/3 with a 2 mid block, 2 mid for 4 slam. Enhance as attack deals damage. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum.
Its goal is to get to momentum fast.
Yep.
That's it.
It-
It's only 4 damage. It's only 2 speed. But either you discard a card to block it, basically. You're blocking and getting a card out of your hand. Or you're going to gain a free momentum.
And it's a mid, which is like the most common block. So
The easiest block zone.
Yeah.
I just realized that Affliction is just better Ring Slam.
yeah. Affliction is the reason I'm bringing this up at all because
Afflictions. Almost.
all of this card's not
Right.
fair. This card's super not fair. It is a 3/3 with a 2 mid block. It has Breaker 1, Ranged, and Gauge 2. It's a 4 mid for 2 damage. So if you hit with it, in hand, name a card, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is a copy of the named card, draw 1 card. In hand, discard a momentum, draw 1 card, reveal the top card of your deck. So if you have a momentum, this says draw 2, guaranteed. Or if you want to, you discard a momentum and guarantee your next check. And so it Gauge 2
It does so much.
So this card is a 4 mid for 2, which nobody wants to block a 4 mid for 2. So you have to either damage reduction and use a resource there, or you have to block it. Otherwise, it does 2 damage, so it goes through momentum. Which is a card. It gauges 2, so it gets you a character. It draws you 2 cards, and it reveals the top card of your deck.
That's a lot of value.
This does
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. It's a 2 mid block with Breaker 1. This card does everything.
Yeah.
This card does everything. Like, it's got 2 playable keywords, not keyword traits, but keyword abilities. It draws you 2 cards if you have, I don't know, a momentum. Hopefully, there's not a way that every single symbol in the game can play a 0 diff attack card and gain a momentum for free. Thank goodness we can't do that. Or even Spell Circle under her fucking whatever. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant.
Every symbol. Any symbol can play Spell Circle.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, no, somebody discard Let's discard a card and has a momentum.
Yeah.
Nah, shit.
I
Got
need
Dang
a
it.
momentum. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, Affliction is like, it's just not a fair card. Like, it's just not. It should have been a 4.
For sure.
As a 4/3/2 mid for 2 that draw like this it's actually okay. Honestly, it could even be a 5 with the amount of things it does.
Yeah. I will say though,
It's the same way I felt about Leg Shredder too. Is it probably could have been a 5 and been fine.
Lake Shredder as a 5?
I think you're crazy.
as a
I think it's a
4,
4. I'd be down.
That
I think
thing
4's
raises a
stretch, but
card
fine.
and commits X cards.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you also
and
have
has
to
Breaker,
play
too.
multiple copies of it.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry
like
that you're
card
playing this
says-
on a 3 and then a 4 and then a 5 to tap 6 foundations.
It's like the card has stun 1 or something,
Nope.
No, it's better
Says-
than
and ready
stun.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I will say though, I think Affliction is the height of what all should be, is a toolbox card that does everything for you. And like it makes sense that it has the all symbol, so like the design philosophy is there, but it wasn't executed the best, I feel.
This is another good opinion of a very good 3-diff.
Oh yeah.
Keep on talking.
But like, so I think that they did it within the context of what those symbols want to do, because
Yeah.
like Evil wants to draw cards, All wants to be a toolbox,
Mm-hmm.
and that card is an amazing toolbox by itself. And then it has Void as the third symbol,
Yeah.
right? And then Void,
Breaker.
Yeah, Void
Breaker.
is just Breaker.
And so, like, oh, you have to commit extra resources or
Yeah.
discard a card in order to play the next
It is definitely a control-y card for
Yeah.
the Void symbol.
Yeah.
So, like, they did it well in design, but it was executed kind of poorly on balancing.
Yeah, I totally agree. So James brought up another card here that's a good 3-diff. It is Heal Slash. You want to read off stats?
Sure. It's a 3-diff, 3 control, has kick, stun 1, has a 1 mid block. It's a 2 high for 4, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah. And
It's just a 2 high for 4, stun 1.
And so as a 3-diff, like the point of it being a 3-diff attack is, hey, you need to use your other cards to make this card good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other cards should be playing support. Hey, your stun attack gets this. Your kick attack gets this. If your next card comboed with a high attack, like that's how you make these pokes, these lead-in attacks, your
And
jabs.
then to make it
good.
worth it, you give it stun 1.
Yeah.
Just like it's doing a little something, but not so much to where like it's devastating.
Yeah, and it's got a 1 mid block. That's great. Like this is how
Without
you
breaker
design
1?
a 3 low. A 3 damage attack. Let's talk about Lilith's Cryptic Needle.
I think that card's a fine 3-diff.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a 3/3 with a 1 mid block, 3 low for 3, reversal, deadlock stun 3. If your character is committed, you may play this card as a reversal to an unblocked attack.
I think it might have a bit too much card text. Like, I think you should have to play this card as an actual reversal, not like, oh man, you touched me, I'll play this, and then I'll seal your next attack that's gonna kill me.
Our card pool, remove, discard 1 momentum after an attack is played.
Yeah, so
seal
Earth's
it.
the only card symbol that can do that. Who cares? Earth already does that anyways.
I mean,
Earth already has so many cards
It's-
to do that.
Maybe they
It's-
should share the fun.
so it's not just Earth that can do it per se. It's every character with the Earth symbol.
Yeah.
So like,
So Earth can do it.
yeah, but that means the other 2 symbols on the card can also do it, because characters with Earth and Water, or
Yeah, so
Earth
they
and
have the Earth
Chaos.
symbol.
Yes, but like that opens up a lot of paths that
I think it's
probably
fine.
shouldn't be there.
I think this card is a total.
I think they should have just brought back shifting technology, not just reprinted that card.
I think this card. Is shifting technology the one that says if no, that's Harnessing Chaos. Sorry, just kidding.
Shifting technology is the one that has that static
Yeah.
of played after you play an unblocked attack as a reversal, and then says if this attack does damage, your opponent doesn't get to play enhances during their next attack.
Oh, I'm down with that card. That card's cool.
Yeah, that card's really cool. It's one of my favorite cards.
Yeah,
it
basically
only has
flashes
2
next to it.
damage.
Yeah. So Tears of Scarlet, I think, is another really good.
Doesn't make it flash. You get to play enhances. Your opponent doesn't.
It's a good. You're right. Holy shit.
that card's sick.
Tears of Scarlet is a good card. It is a 3/3/3 mid block, 2 high for 3. Only has a weapon keyword. Enhance your next attack. This turn gets +2 damage. If the attack was blocked, remove it from the game after it resolves. So like, the cool thing about this card is that it is non-committal if they block it, and it's obvious there's another one coming afterwards. And so like it is truly a jab leading into a cross.
Yep.
Hey, the next one's going to be real big. This is 3 damage. Maybe you don't want to block it, but if you do block it, I'm not going to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hey,
Like,
that card's a better kneecapper.
yeah, this card is better kneecapper
Yeah.
because of this number right here.
Yeah.
Beast Cannon's cool. We're gonna get rid of all these cards. Stormoff cards, like here. This is what is considered to be a banned card.
This is the reason why they said they weren't going to print 3 diffs anymore.
It's a 3/3 with a 0 low block.
Wow.
Holy shit. Weapon, range, tech, very important. Fire enhance. This attack gets stun 1.
Not bad, not bad.
Enhance. This attack gets 1 speed for each weapon attack and 1 damage for each tech attack in your card pool. So it's
That's
already
where it
by
gets broken.
itself a 4/4.
Yeah.
Isn't it like all of Heidi's stuff like weapon tech?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's the issue.
Awesome.
If you drew 4 of these, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6. The last one's a 7/7.
On a 3 diff.
on a 7. A 7/7 on a 7.
So on turn
On
1.
a 6.
On turn
It's a
1.
7/7 on a 6.
Oh.
Because it's a 3 diff.
Oh yeah, I can math.
On turn 1, you could play all 4 of these if you just run hot and check 5s, and your character's ready.
Yeah.
On a
And
3, on a
don't.
4, on a 5, on a 6, tap my
4,
character.
9, 14, 21 damage.
Boop.
And just imagine you're playing a character like Pharaoh Man who says your opponent makes a check, and if they whiff it, if they don't pass the control check, your attack gets +2 damage, and he says their checks get -1.
Ugh.
Do you want to commit more cards? Oh, I actually, this thing has stun 1 on it. So tap that card first. Now make your check. Your check's at -1. Did you check to 5? You actually checked a 4, so tap another foundation. All right, I'll hit you for 4/4. Oh.
Which is actually 4/6.
Yeah, which
Because
is-
you didn't
My
pass
opinion,
the check.
the cooler character to play with was Metal Man.
Yeah.
Because if they poked, they fell into your staging area. Then you went, oh, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick up the other one I had. The other one. The other one. Oh, did those deal? They'll come back down. Next turn, do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. So like there's just a lot of
Go back to Gravity Hold.
Gravity Hold. So
it doesn't have the static.
it does not have static anymore. So this card actually got errated because it got banned.
For the same reason.
For the
it's
same
being too
reason.
good.
It's a 3/3 2 mid block, 2 low for 4, breaker 1 flash ranged, and that's it. It used to have static that said it ignored progressive. Or it doesn't count as progressive.
Yeah,
sorry.
it doesn't
So
count
you
towards
throw it on a
progressive.
3. 2 low for 4. Flash. Do you want to block it? No? Cool. Oh, did I draw a second one? Sick.
2 low for 4. Do something about it.
Oh, free pokes.
Free pokes.
Yep.
So I made a Sniper Joe deck with this card that on my turn 1, while my character was committed, while you didn't have any cards, I would play Gravity Hold into Rain Flush.
Yeah.
And so I'd just be like, hey, I checked a 3. It passed. Everybody's block modifiers get +2. So this is actually a 4 low for 4. Did you take it? All right. Rain Flush. Rain Flush said you can use cards with 2 or more keywords as multiples for the Rain Flush. And so I'm just like, oh, this card that didn't ignore progressive, it's a multiple now. And so now here's a 3 high for 5, 3 high for, or 5 high for 5, 5 high for 5. You took 14 on your turn 1? All right, I'll build 3 pass.
Yep.
Did you start at less than half health? All right, I'm Sniper Joe. I'm going to win this game because I get to block everything. Next turn, I'll just do it again. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's really funny that the character that got this card banned didn't win anything, and the character that should have won this tournament playing this card also didn't win anything. Bomb Man should have won that tournament.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's what happens when you fight Mega Man 2, though.
Mega Man 2.
Killer.
Mega Man 2 is the dream killer.
So with that,
Dream killer.
we're about 13 minutes into the topic. How do you guys feel about 3 diffs?
I definitely think that they need to kind of go back to the drawing board on what a 3 diff should be, because 3 diffs are already super easy to overstat because they're cards that are good as your first attack as a poke and good at the end of the chain regardless.
Yeah, they're very safe.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be.
I think they need to calm down on the keywords for 3 diff attacks. And
Keywords and enhances.
knock
it off.
I don't think that 3 diff should like net a lot of value. Like draw 2 and fetch a character.
Yeah. Draw 2, fetch a character, or draw 1, confirm your next check, fetch a character.
Yeah.
And then on defense, breaker 1.
Yep.
Here's my opinion. This is crazy. I don't think it should be 3 diffs.
I'm fine with some 3 diffs. What was the
there
one-
should be 0 3 diffs in the game.
So
I
this-
think you should design everything at a 4 diff in mind for the same reason that we can't have 4 checks on foundations.
I was fine with all 3 of these 3 diffs.
You know what? Bar Guy's Fang should be a 3.
Calamitous Judgment, Redemption, and Shoki
Gohessen.
which is now a broken card
Yeah, but that's
because
just
of a character.
Just because it takes
Yeah,
it.
so maybe make that a 4 diff instead, and it's still just as playable
And still just as broken. Yeah.
and still just as broken.
The
Now,
only difference is now you don't
guarantee play it on turn 1. You check a 3 and you fail. It's just as good as Iron Knuckle.
like beforehand. This card's just bad.
Yeah.
Like it's just one character that breaks it.
Hmm.
It's not its fault. Just like Gravity Hold, in my opinion, it wasn't its fault. It was Zoe's fault.
Yeah, so
That card did need banned.
You take this card and you make it a
Rabbit.
4 diff now, and you give it 3/3 instead of 3/1.
Well,
you
the
give
idea
it-
is to
you give
make
it
it
3
1
damage for real.
and then it's a 4 damage if they decide not to block it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now it's a 7 damage because it's a 4 diff.
Well, yeah, it's still worth it. I think it's worth it right now. It's just they printed a character that breaks that card.
I think Redemption is honestly a perfectly good example of what a 3 diff should be.
But like this card easily could just be a 4 diff. Like this card could be a 4 diff and pump up the stats a bit. Like what I'm saying is the fact that it is a 3 diff, there are going to be issues. The fact that it is a 3 diff with a 0 mid block, there are issues. It is perfect on attack. It is perfect on defense. It's perfect. It is a perfect card.
Yeah, I love this card.
Yeah. Duh. It's a 3 diff. The card's nuts and it's 3 difficulty.
Duh, it's a 3 diff.
for the same reason that we cannot have a 4 check on an attack, we should not have a 3 diff on a foundation. It should go 6/5/4 on your foundations, and it should go so like difficulties should be 1, 2, 3s on foundations, 4s sometimes, and then it should be for attacks it should be like 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7s. Like that's how I feel personally. If Tam was designed in UFS, there'd be no more 3 diffs. It'd be gone forever. Rip them in half. Take every redemption you have and just throw it away.
What about Fatality?
Fatality also should have just been an action instead of an attack, but that's
Brutality.
fatality should have been an action, not an attack, because in the
Definitely
game you're doing a code as opposed to you're doing an action as opposed to hitting them.
What about Brutality? Same
Uh,
thing, or
I think brutality would be fine, but you ready? We can increase all those numbers to 4. You ready? Isn't that insane?
Breaker 4? Sick.
Yeah.
Taking it. I'm down.
I'm super down with Breaker 4. It's still a 4 mid block though. So with that,
Still down.
we're gonna go ahead and bring this topic to a close. How do you feel about 3 diff attacks? If you're a new player, look at the 3 diffs and be like, "Yo, these are insane. These are nuts. I should definitely play one more of these, huh?" Yeah, with that, we're gonna call it here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another study hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by
Travis TNT Tangeman.
James.
And Michael.
What study hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, how many 3 diff foundations should you be playing?
Less than 10.
Less than 10. Why so? You think? Hold on. 3 difficulty foundations. Less than 10.
Yeah, like the top left number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think less than 10, yeah.
And so you think you could play 9 and get away with it? This is a loaded question, huh? The way I said it, you hear that?
Yeah. I mean, yes. 'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, like you're playing like 3 of this, 3 diff, 3 of this, 3 diff, 3 of this, 3 diff, because you want to see it, but you don't want to see it too much. And like, I mean, I guess it kind of just depends on like the deck you're playing. But like with like a 7-hander for me, like I don't want to see multiple 3 diffs because I'm trying to build as many cards as I can.
Hey, you know what? You know it's crazy, and I know this is really rough, and you've only played 2 7-handers. But when you're a 5-hander, you also don't want to see a bunch of 3 diffs.
Yeah.
Even more. Hey, my name's Goro, and I drew 4 3 diffs.
Oh.
Fuck.
They're choking the princess.
I mean, that Spike deck plays 10.
Totally.
Plays 10 3 decks.
Which is why I kind of brought it up, because I think the 3 diff that we're added in at a 4 of is really nuts right now.
It's 10. It's so cool.
Just to let the good people know, I'm gonna look up the name of the 4 diff.
No.
I can't remember what it is, or the 3 diff. I can't remember what it is. Keep talking, Travis. What do you think?
I
Unwittingly
think
evil.
that it depends on what your deck
Unwittingly
is
evil.
trying to do.
Unwittingly evil.
Hey, I
Okay,
found the card by
James.
myself. It's unwittingly evil. Thank you.
So I think that it depends on what deck you're playing and what your deck is trying to do, and also your hand size.
Okay.
So like, A 7-hander can play a few more 3 diffs than a 6 or a 5-hander because they see more cards, which means that even if they open 1 or 2 3 diffs on their turn 1, they can still build with the other 5 cards in their hand, etc., etc.
Etc. etc. I feel the same way. Just because 7-handers, you're given more options of the cards that you've drawn, right? 3 diff foundations are similar to attacks when it comes to building. Hey, I'm just not allowed to play these. Same with assets. Excuse me. Hey, I'm just not allowed to play these on turn 1 because of how detrimental my next 2 turns are if I fail this big turn. But at the same time, like that's why. Quote spam, we call them spam 1s and 2 difficulty foundations are so important in every character because I want to be able to play on my difficulty string, which is like normally on 3s or sometimes on 5s. Like hey, I need to play everything, and my last check has to be a 5, or I guarantee my last check is a 3. Looking at the Desperation Evil deck, I think inside of my evil deck right now that I'm playing as Scorpion, I'm playing 2 3 difficulty foundations.
And they're both Undying Rage.
And they're both Undying Rage because of how disgusting that card is. It's especially a 3/6 1 mid block that does everything Scorpion ever wanted to do. Pick up more attacks and heal just enough life. Just enough.
Just a little.
Just enough.
Oddly enough, those are like the 10 that are in my the Spike deck too. It's 4 Unwitting Evil, 4 Spiders and Dragons, Hunt for Spiders and Dragons, and 2 Undying Rage.
So we get to talk about Hunt for Spiders and Dragons because that card is not a foundation sometimes.
It is when you're playing the Spike deck.
You're right. Because the Spike deck if for everybody, it is Spike 1. The goal is how much unblockable damage can I put on a Vengeance of the Fallen Angels. I've got 2 Hunt for Spiders face up in my staging area. I have a Showtime. I have moved to Petrels. I have played 2
Ridding the World of Outsiders.
Ridding the World of Outsiders on a
fatality to trigger those first.
Yeah, and then bang you twice. Yay! And then bang you twice.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a 17 damage. Unblockable, and then you still have the bangs.
Yeah, and so like. Isn't this cool?
I remember when that deck was just a meme, and now it's actually a thing.
Hey.
It is not cool.
It's perfectly fine.
But like the question is or the I guess the statement is it really depends on what it is that your deck's doing. It depends on the 3 diffs that you're adding. What value do you have? You want to toss it the battery? Go ahead. It's fine. It's a casual cast. We're chill. I'm so nervous about that
Nice
cup.
snack.
That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
It's a good thing I do that was empty, right?
Focus.
Galaxy brain.
So
my rule of thumb for when I build decks with 3 diffs is I think 3 is the maximum number is how I build it, and then for every hand size I have above a 5-hander, I add 1. So like when I get to 7-handers, like usually the most I add to a deck would be 5.
Okay.
And then 6-handers would be 4 at max, and for my 5-handers I played 3.
I'm gonna
Like at max.
actually look up. I already have. Just kidding. I looked up just evil ones though. So
You're still
inside
under
of
death. You're on only death.
oh sorry, inside of standard, it looks like, and this does not include 7th cross. We have 120.
Or the rotation of other things.
Or the rotation of other things. We have 120 3 diff foundations that we have.
And a lot of those are going to be rotated.
Like Quest for the Hero Sword, that's a 4 of in most decks.
Dark Side of Karma is like a 2, 3 of.
High Seas Adventure.
Teosana.
The Power to Connect Realms, Forbidden Technique, Prolonged Espionage. We are many you but one.
Shokin Prince.
Where to send it? Like all of these cards. God of
God
Thunder.
of Thunder.
Like there's so
I
many
see so many
good.
people playing this fucking Resurrected Revenant.
That card's really good.
Bad.
Card's okay.
What'd you say?
I like that card. That card's really
card's
good
okay.
in
What's
certain
it do?
characters.
You seal you commit this and seal your character, and then you add 1 foundation from your discard pile to your hand.
Like, it
it's
provides
fine.
you a really good toolbox.
So like if your character does nothing on your opponent's turn, you just seal it and pick up a block.
Like, specifically under order, with 7th cross coming out, we have Taise's Foundation, so you can seal your character that doesn't do anything on their turn.
Pick up the low block for free.
Pick up this low block. Oh, reduce it to 0 speed. Like,
You can't seal your character.
no, I'm talking about for
You pick
other
up
characters.
you pick up the.
Oh,
the
that's
foundation.
not.
Yeah.
That's not Taisei.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I was like, you can't.
yeah.
It's not possible. I love you. It's clicking.
Sorry.
I think that
Tijuana
Let's Cut
Groceries.
Loose is just better than that card.
Yes, but symbols.
No.
Yeah.
Spaceland.
Yeah, totally.
Like there's like we're here just listing cards. The question is how many do you play? If you had a deck right now, how many are you playing? Think about a deck right now. Faster. Think about a deck faster.
6.
6?
Yeah.
What's the deck?
I built an evil Vega Safety 3s deck
Okay.
the other night, and it's just stuff like I play. So like I'm trying to abuse Reki and Mekimaru, and there are a bunch of cool cards, like cool 3 diffs that you can play. So like I play 1 Masked Assassin because it helps you get extra damage through and is DR sometimes. This card as well,
Which is
Blueprints.
Thank you.
Is really good in 7th Cross because you want to see your characters. So like under
we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your cool 6 what cool 6
Vega
cards you play in Vega.
I play 1 Silence for the tech because it's good to flip things. Like if they get multiple copies of just anything really that you don't want to deal with, you can flip it. I'm trying to remember the other 3 diffs I run though. I know I run 6. Oh, 4 Undying Rage.
Undying 4 of it?
Yeah. That card's really good. Just like
Well-
the entire deck is desperation. So like picking up any of your attacks, picking up Fade is super good. Like
How many 3 discs are you playing?
Playing 3 high seas.
Man, every time I watch him play,
Are you not
he
playing
draws,
God of
like,
Thunder?
all 3.
No.
No?
I don't want to blow up my. I was thinking about playing it in Torn, but I don't want to. See, it's kind of weird because it triggers.
Tim, I'm gonna have to take that away from you.
It triggers bridging the races, so I've been thinking about playing it, but I want to spit out as many foundations as I can turn 1.
Yeah, totally.
And like I don't know, just testing against you guys, like I don't have a problem opening a high seas adventure.
Wow, lucky you.
You also just like to go ham.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's why like God of the Thunder would be like really useful.
You're 7. You can play a 1 God of Thunder in there. Make it 4 3 diffs.
So
about it.
I already talked about Scorpion and the fact that I'm only playing 2 3 diffs. Another deck that I made is Plant Man, and it's only running 4. It's running 4 Home for Spiders and Dragons, and that's it. It's a
And in that deck, that's not really.
Yeah, it's-
That's not.
It's not at all. The point is, hey, that thing stops my cool moonset combo. I'm gonna flip that thing and then put it down and then blow you up.
Yep.
Hit you with a spirit bomb. I made a reptile deck that is running 4 Quest of the Hero Sword because that card's not fair.
Yep.
2 dirty
That was
discard
really
pile.
annoying.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Your Devore is playing 4 prolonged.
Espionage, yeah.
I'm only playing 3.
You're
Actually,
only playing 3.
I'm only playing 3.
You scrub.
Yeah. Well, yep. It's a 3. It's a 3/5 non-block. If it had a cool.
What a scrub.
If it was a 3/4 with a 2 mid block like Sharpshooter is, that very unfair card that does the same thing as my cool card but doesn't have block on it.
And also gives it powerful.
Yeah, whatever. I have to wait for you to build 11 cards for it to have my cool effect. Whatever.
So do I. My other cool effect I can't play to your deadlock either.
Yeah. +4 speed. You can't change my
I
speed.
didn't mean for you to get to two stats and powerful 2 on whatever the fuck you want. I did. Could you imagine if I got that? Whatever.
You don't.
You
need it.
do. Your character does it.
Your character says I can play 5 attacks.
Your character has powerful 1, powerful 2, powerful 3, powerful 4. Every single one.
I guess whatever. I'm also playing Home for Spiders and Dragons, and I don't think I'm playing any other 3 discs. I think it's just 7.
I think it's just those, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like,
So you're really only 3.
yeah, because Home for Spiders and Dragons is
Unless
just.
you actually play Hunt for Spiders as a foundation. That card is not a foundation. in your
Yeah,
deck.
I mean, but it kind of is. It says breaker 1 on yours to build 1. It's very
You're
easy.
right,
It's very easy to commit a
but,
card
like-
accidentally.
It's not a foundation if that's an action to me. That's a fatality. That is an action.
Well, I mean, but
Tracks
it
of
goes
5, it's not
face down
fatality.
in your staging area.
Yeah, that becomes a 0 diff foundation with no stats.
Right. You just said foundation.
Yeah. It's not a 3 diff foundation. It's a 0 diff.
So, I think we're fairly in agreement that be careful how many 3 diffs you play.
I'd
Yeah.
play 5. I'd play 5 at most. Honestly.
We're changing our tune.
What?
You changed our tune?
No. I said you
It's
shouldn't
deck
play.
dependent.
I said you shouldn't play over 10, and I only play 3, but I don't think that you should play over 5.
So at the beginning of the
now he's
podcast,
changing.
yeah, he's changing
You're
his mind.
changing your original analysis.
You know what?
into
You know what,
not
Mike?
over 5.
You know what, Mike? We're making it sound like that's a bad thing, but like the coolest thing that this podcast does. Coolest thing this podcast does is it makes us better card players. Honestly, sitting down
like-
here and talking about it, listening to us, and just like formulating opinions and like having your thoughts mixed with our thoughts. Man, I wish we could communicate. But like you started this conversation at no more than 10.
Well, I don't feel
mean,
judged for it or anything.
That's
I was
good.
Just throwing out a number. I was
We can
first.
start live doing this podcast.
I'd love to do it live. That'd be so rad.
Yeah.
We
For the-
can do it.
For the cool for Patreon.
Sure.
We'll
We
talk.
can figure it out.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah.
I told you I was trying to figure out how to do the whole line everything up together.
But no, I mean, like, I don't know. I just threw out, because I mean, I'm sure there's some nerd out there, some nerd that wants to play like 8 3-div foundations.
Yeah.
right?
His name is
Me.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, yeah.
Johnny Cage wants to play as many 3 diffs as he can because 3 diffs are
Built
really
a man
good.
and then warrior to syndrome. Or just himself.
He wants to play 5 diff foundations.
Yeah. He 5s and 4s.
So with that, thank you very much for watching this episode of Study Hall. If you like the content, please do all the cool Patreon stuff. And I have to go catch a movie, so we'll see you next time.
See
Stay
ya.
learned.
Get learned.
Ben learned.
Bye.